Okay, and you can let Alan in. Okay, and I think starting 5 minutes early, but we're ready to go. Let's see, and then we'll go back to the, I have the YouTube video ready to play. Let's see. I thought I had the YouTube up. Yeah, the last YouTube with Tucker Carlson. Yeah, I had it on pause. Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you very much. All right. Hey, Alan, are you ready to go? Are you
Good
ready?
evening. Yes, sir. Ready to rumble.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you ready to rumble? Oh man, because this show is going to be one of those shows. I saw that my fellow talk show host Wayne Dupre was off of YouTube for a very long time, and he just went onto other platforms like Rumble, D Live. He has even an app. And then and they kept him on Facebook. So I would just skip around and watch him on those different platforms. But I saw that he's now back on YouTube, and they took him down because all he was doing was showing what the other national channels were showing with the people walking into the Capitol. They wouldn't say that that was good, it was bad. They were just showing. They say, hey, look at that. That person's going into the Capitol. Don't they know they're not supposed to do that? So tonight's show, I got you the full copy. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want people to forget that we still have people left in Afghanistan because of this evil regime that we have in the White House now, who's allegedly calling themselves the president, which there's some among us that think that that's a joke. Like Bob Dylan's song, let's see, Watchtower, Along the Watchtower. Yeah, I just changed the words.
Jimi Hendrix did that too. Yeah,
well,
he did a good version as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we don't want you to forget about the Thursday soldiers that were killed because this regime didn't want to offend the Taliban. And I got to ask one more question about that. It's not on our list, but okay, they're allowing these guys to come over, Taliban guys to come over, and they're married to 12 and 13-year-old girls. Should we lower the age of consent from 18 to 12 and 13? Now that we're allowing...
We have laws that are very clear about that.
Yes.
Those laws are antithetical to that kind of belief structure. So it's for sure going to cause a little bit of a oil and water try to mix kind of thing.
Yeah. And believe me, people, they're not moving these people to Utah. And I don't think even in Utah, even though they allow plural marriages, I don't even think that in Utah, they allow marriages of underage girls to grown as men. So put that in your pipe and smoke on it a little while, you left-wing socialist perverts. Okay.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I mean, and I just said, well, okay, they're changing the rules. I mean, and that hasn't come up yet. I haven't heard anybody come up with that yet, but I'm thinking like, yeah, you guys are here married to these 12 and 13. This is my wife. Looks like your daughter, sir, or looks like your granddaughter.
I will tell you, it will come up here sooner or later, especially when it starts ending up being people in actual power.
But they're doing like a lot of them over in California. So won't come up there because Weinstein and people like that, those perverts, they run California. And then what was the other place? It was another place we were going to do another batch of them. And I forgot. I just remember in California we're going to do the largest batch there. So
interesting.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man, I've been thinking all day. It's like, oh man. But anyway, so let's get to this General Milley. Now, when some people first heard of it, said, is that part of the dual sing group that faked their vocals, Nilly Vanilli? And I said, no, no, it's not part of the Nilly Vanilli.
Back in the news, ladies and gentlemen, they're back in the news. Got resurrected. No.
Yeah, yeah. So no, it's not a part of them. And I think this is treason. Now, back in the day, when you committed treason, they found the biggest tree, strung a rope up there, and you were no longer. You were dangling, wiggling your feet, and you were in the other world.
You're doing the dance.
Yeah. Same thing with people that steal horses. Today, they just allowed you to steal cars, and I just heard that there's the largest amount of cars being stolen at the airport. And of course, when they catch these people, if they catch them, they just slap them on the hand and say, hey, don't do that again. Right? But back in the day, if you stole a horse, if you stole a man's or woman's transportation, once again, they'll find the biggest tree, put a rope around it, and you'll be stealing horses and cars in the next life.
Right.
Oh man.
How things have changed. Justice has evolved, I guess.
Give me another episode of Rifleman. Oh, come on.
Right.
Oh, man.
Exactly.
Oh,
maybe some gun smoke.
yeah. Yeah.
Marshall Dillon. We need a Marshall Dillon, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah. Where are they at?
Somebody to clean up this whole mess.
Yeah. So so what have you heard about this general? I guess it's in his latest book, and he's standing by it because why?
There's just a couple of gentlemen called Bob Woodward and something. Shoot, I can't remember the other guy's name, but some don't really call him super credible anyway. They like to sort of spin stuff. Apparently, I mean, I don't know. I would love to read the book myself, except I got so much other stuff to do that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What does matter is somebody does need to be held accountable. That's for sure.
Yeah, how would you like? I think Donald Trump. I mean, he should have cleaned that whole thing. When Democrats come in, they clean the house. They get anybody who doesn't stand for what they stand for out of there. And I think Donald Trump's problem was he was too much of a nice guy. He thought, oh, I could work with these people. You said you were going in there to clean the swamp. You should have said, hey, this was my agenda. This is why people voted me in. And you should have wiped out all of those people that have been career politicians who claimed that they would make it run smoother because they were there during other administrations. I would have just cleaned the house and minimally put back in just hire, not rehire, but hire a minimum amount of people to do these other jobs. And I would have had those knuckleheads train them in what to do and then fire them. And so they wouldn't, they think red, let's see, what is it? What do they call them? Red man, red hair, bad man or whatever. They would have been calling me black haired man, bad man. Because there'd be a lot of people on the unemployment line when I entered that White House. Just my thoughts. Oh yeah.
That's definitely something that a lot of people look at as well, and it's a pervasive belief held by a lot of people that there needs to be accountability.
Mm.
Unfortunately, it may not be. We may not have any accountability, or we may have a scapegoat and have one person be accountable, and that'd be the end of it.
Let me put out this other thing. I just thought about this. Okay, people are saying like, if Trump runs again, if you're from the same state, you can't run. You can't have your vice president from the same state. What if, like that time where you have to register yourself to vote? What if Trump moves out of Florida, either moves back to New York or because he has places in New York, and then runs as a New Yorker? Then he can have Sanchez as a vice president. Because right now he can't have, because I think Sanchez is a great star in himself, but and those two together, that would be a powerhouse. That would be a trifecta right there. What do you think?
Fascinating.
Mark this show, people. Mark this show, because I am predicting that if Donald Trump does run in 2024, that he will, when he registers, he will register himself as a New Yorker, so he can pick Sanchez as his vice president, or vice versa. It could go vice versa. I don't care which way it goes. I want some powerhouse in there, men who are not afraid to stand up for America and not afraid to fight for all people, not just the privileged left-wing communistic perverts in Hollywood and the music business, not just people who doing a fight for those people's right to for men to date young boys, perverses, or men to sniff young kids' hair, or men to look at 5-year-olds and say how sexy they are, as Biden did during that one speech. I should grab that audio piece when he's talking about, oh, she looks like a 90-year-old, with her legs crossed, with this little 5-year-old. I'm thinking like, that's no uncle of mine.
Yeah, good old Uncle Joe. Good old Uncle Joe.
Oh man. So ladies, last night we called it up. We were welcoming in one of our latest DJs, but tonight we're on fire.
And we're back at it.
Yeah. So tell us what you think down there in the comments line. If YouTube and Facebook hasn't cut us off or put a mark on our thing yet, tell us what you think. And I had one of my cousins said, well, because I was talking about like leaving people over in Afghanistan, and he was saying, well, he sort of like disagreed because of the. He didn't exactly say reparation, but I thought about what a little bit about what he was saying. Maybe I put the word reparation because I'm thinking like he said, well, America hasn't given us, the 40 acres and 40 acres and a mule, we got, cheated out of that. But I'm thinking, even if you gave, say you had this big reparation, you gave all these people, I don't know, let's come up with a silly number like $50,000. Okay. Okay, maybe 75,000. Okay. If you don't have financial training, there's the same thing that's going to happen to them as if the same thing is going to happen to them that happens to people that you give the big $1 million lotto to. Money will keep going out. And if you don't learn how to generate money, if you don't learn how to make that money grow,
that's right.
It's going to run out. So reparations are not, forget reparations, financial training. Financial training is the key to any kind of reparations or whatever. Sorry, because I disagree with that. Financial training, and stop depending on these teachers that teach you this, because they're ran by this left-wing communist crew that for years and years have been making sure that your children come out of school, if you're not paying attention, because a lot of parents are working 2 jobs or whatever, they got to make the bills and they're not paying attention. They're making sure that your kids can't come out reading, can't come out writing, can't come out doing math at above third grade level. So you're so worried about the reparation, and they're coming out ready for jail time. So
that is an amazing point. And then when you factor in the division of class status, and now that you've got this race thing going on, honestly, up until about 2012-ish, I would say that we were well on our way to healing as a nation and putting our stuff behind us. And it just all of a sudden, it seemed as if overnight a new narrative started getting pushed. And, by this time, 2021, why I'm amazed to see where we're at. And not so much in a good way.
Yeah. I have a recording here. Let's see. I want to see what time it is. I want to see if we're ready to go into the next. Okay. We're gonna play this recording. This is by, and I hope I got the right one. This is by Nicki Minaj. I don't know if you heard about this. I saw them do. I can't find the one where she's saying it by herself, because I guess I should have went on Instagram and that's where it was at. But I went fast forward to this part where she's saying this, and then all these Black women on the View and other shows started saying, no, you can't say this. You're killing Black people by saying this. And let's go ahead. Let's listen to this. And tell me if you can't hear it. If you can.
People will turn their back on you, not agreeing. But people will isolate you if you simply speak and ask a question. Y'all don't see what the is happening? And I'm seeing Black women on Twitter, Black women I follow, acting like this is funny. No, I ain't gonna lie, I had a lot of fun yesterday and a lot of laughs. But Black women, are y'all forgetting there was a time not too long ago where you couldn't even make eye contact with people? And you're okay with what's happening? We're no longer even allowed to voice our opinions or to ask questions. Now here's what's interesting. What's interesting is so many of your favorite artists feel this way, but they're afraid to speak up. And I can't blame them. Look at what they just did. I will never use Twitter again.
Fine.
Now, Twitter says they did not cancel her. It was a mistake. But there's this one, like I said, I don't listen to her music. And I don't agree with a lot of things that she does in the music, but it is what it is. So she has 29 million people on her platform, right?
I understand the president reached out to her and everything else. Things over, and
they wanted their doctors to talk to Nicki Minaj.
Right,
I said,
right.
You already got a lying Fauci making six figures. And YouTube canceled me out or gave me a warning saying that he's not a liar. But now we have the 3,000 emails that shows that he is a liar. And then Rand Paul, and I could bring out that video to YouTube, that said that that Fauci was lying and said there was no gain of functioning. He's a liar. YouTube, Facebook, Fauci is a liar. And he's paid six figures to be a well-paid liar. And so they want to bring another doctor. We don't know who this other doctor is. He may be just as big of a liar and a big of a swamp monster as this Fauci. And he's going to come and get her straight about this vaccination.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Please. She was talking about, I don't know if you, and I haven't found this other, but I probably could go in the Instagram and find out. She was talking about like a friend of his cousin took it, and
bad stuff happened to him. So
yeah,
not for a family, but
yeah,
you can find it. You can
find it. Yeah, I said, well, I guess that would interfere with the marriage.
Right.
The wife says, you can't do what?
You can't. Well, it's off. We're done. Bye.
Oh, man. That reminds me, I just watched this movie yesterday. I don't know if I told you. I haven't seen this movie since 1977, but it's called Which Way Is Up by with Richard Pryor. He played three parts.
Yeah.
And one of the parts, the girl, she said, "I thought you were a homosexual." Yeah. And then that's when he said, "No, I got another woman across the land there, and I want to be with her." And he was kind of go out the door, and next thing you know, a knife came at him. Whoop! And I said, "Oh man!" And then the fight was on because she wasn't getting it, and she thought it was because he was a homosexual, and it's because he was, servicing another woman across town.
Right.
So
it's definitely everything's changed a lot. Everything is definitely a lot different.
Yeah. Man, you guys got to watch those classic movies. Some of the things that they say in those movies, they probably couldn't say today because
it's very strange. It's very strange, but I think you're absolutely right, Johnny. In fact, it's not out of the realm, I don't suppose, to eventually have a scrubbing committee that goes and takes care of old films and makes sure that things are sterile.
We'll see what happens after they finish scrubbing all the statues and parts of the history books with this 1964 or whatever. What was it? No. Was
1984.
Well, no, it was this history that it was. I don't know if it was 1864 or something. No, 1764 or I don't know. Some crazy stuff they're teaching in the schools about changing the history and saying that America was based on slavery and that's how we were founded. Total lie. So, it's just a bunch of idioticness. So anyway, so there you have Nicki Minaj, and they showed this interview, this lady from The View saying, "You have all these viewers and you're telling those black people, and you're going to kill all these black people," and I said, and they don't talk about people that have been harmed by these vaccinations. They don't tell anything about that. It's all good. It's like when the doctors gave me that drug, that the phenobarbital that caused my blindness, gave me the Steven Johnson syndrome, which caused me to be one of the 30% of people that live through it. Well, I guess they don't talk about that either, right? 30%. That's a low rate of people surviving.
That's a really low rate. That's a very high mortality rate. That's a 70% mortality rate.
So it's like, it's a lot of things they don't tell you. But the government trying to force you to put something in your body, whether you want it or not. And I think 400 and I forgot the number here, 400 and so policemen and other workers have said they would not take that jab. Also, there's some nurses that are resigning as well. Now, these are the health workers saying they're not going to just take anything into their body just because you, the alleged so-called president of the United States, installed president, is telling us to, and you're going to hold it over our head. But you won't go down to the border and those 200,000 people. Was it 200,000 people that got in August that they captured? Get off your ass, Biden and Harris. Go down there and force those people to come in. They're going to be your next voters. So say, hey, pull up your sleeves. You're going to be our next voters. Your ass is ours. Get the jab before you come into this country, right? But no, they're not going to do that. They're going to get the people that are working to pay the taxes to service these people for free, because they have to go on welfare first, because they just can't come into this workforce. unskilled. You got to teach them how to be skilled enough to do these different jobs. And in that interim, you're gonna have to be feeding them for free, housing them for free, and giving them medical treatment for free on the taxpayers' backs. But you want to force the taxpayers to get this vaccinated. They don't know what's in it. But you're not going to force these banditos who are coming in here illegally to get this vaccination. If you're going to force it for one, force it for all.
FM.
Yes.
And, thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Thank you for sure. Thank you for joining us. Oh, one last thing. Jim Brewer, SNL comedian, says he won't play at any clubs that require the patrons to get the shot.
Oh, that's interesting.
So,
That is,
right.
so we got somebody on the other side, kind of, sort of as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Keep on stepping up, you stars and movie stars. Don't be quiet. Don't be quiet.
Yeah.
And we know it's touching your money. You love limousines. You love the big houses. You love all this other stuff, but don't sell your soul to the devil just for these banditos. They wouldn't do it for you.
Right. That's absolutely right. They would do it for you. Right.
They wouldn't do it for you. But anyway, that's gonna end our show. I mean, we started like 5 minutes early, so we're gonna end the show. See you Monday with another.
Monday's gonna be a good day. Hopefully, God willing.
Yeah, and another controversial show. Good night, Zuckerberg, and good night, whoever runs YouTube as well. Right?
Yeah. Good night.
Yeah. Close it. Oh, I know. And when I can't close it up, I'm not in the right place. Oh, see you now. Okay.